Good evening. Welcome to the Louis Centeno Show. My name is Louis. So happy to have you today. It's Monday, January 25th. I don't think I ever did a show on a Monday evening, but decided to do one. There's a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about mostly the Godzilla versus Kong trailer. We're going to be discussing a lot of things, a lot of rumors, a lot of theories that I have that I've been saying since last year, and then we're going to touch on a little bit regarding what's going on today with Steven from Collier, which to my understanding he took down one of his tweets. And lesson learned. I mean, you should always, if you're gonna comment on a article, you should at least read it first before you make any comment, because he looks bad. It looks bad, and I don't know how he's gonna get out of that situation. So I'm floored. You don't ever celebrate a person's death or situation which will laugh, and that's what he did. But we're going to be discussing that. Also, I'm going to be announcing some news regarding the event Countdown to Justice that I've actually putting together, and the event. It's getting bigger than what I anticipated, which is a good sign. And I'm going to be discussing that towards the end of the show. And I got some great news. So I've invited two guests here to discuss the whole situation with Steve, and then we're gonna be looking at the trailer first. So that being said, let's. I'm gonna bring in. I had him on my show before. He was on the case for Zack Snyder debate. His name is Jacob. He's the one that reached out to me, asking me if I'm gonna do a show. I was debating whether to do a show or not, because if I did one, actually the plan was to do one on Saturday, and it was going to be strictly Godzilla versus Kong, and we're still going to discuss that. So that being said, let me bring in Jacob in with us. Hey, what's up, Jacob? How you doing, man?
Hey, Louis, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, man. Doing awesome. I know you asked to come on because I'm assuming you saw a lot of stuff going on Twitter. There's an article that Sean O'Connell from Cinema Blend wrote regarding why Zack Snyder uh, decided, to step away. I mean, we could debate whether he stepped away or whether he was let go. Um, so that according to the article, Zack stepped away, but um, it's a tragedy in that situation. So, and to put into context, what okay, um, and I'm gonna bring in my other guest. His name is Alex. He's a big Godzilla fan. If you look at his background, he has. What's up, Alex? How you doing?
How's it going,
That's an
brother? How's it
awesome set
going?
of shelves, man. Look at
Oh
that.
yeah.
Thanks, man.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you. For years of collecting, I tell you, man. It's a chore, I tell you, but so worth it.
That's great.
So before we get into our main thing, Godzilla versus Kong, just to keep the audience informed, and also Alex informed. I don't have the original tweet because I believe he took it down. Do you have the original tweet on Jacob?
I do not. I've seen various people in the movement who captured screenshots of it because, I mean, listen, nothing ever is really gone on the internet.
Right.
But here's what I'll say. Let's for a second, let's forget about Justice League. Let's forget about the movie, the characters. Let's forget about the fact that Zack Snyder has even held a camera, that he's even a director. This man is a father. This man's a father to multiple children. He's obviously more than just a director. He's a human being. And what I saw today from Steve from Collider was just lacking empathy, lacking sympathy. I don't care if you don't like Batman v Superman. Like I have friends. I have one friend who does not care for Snyder's DC movies at all, but is really happy that Zack gets to redo Justice League because he understands the circumstances around that movie and the tragedies surrounding that movie. I'm disappointed in Collider. This is not just a staff writer. This is a head honcho of Collider. This is the editor-in-chief. I really hope we get a statement from Collider. I really hope that that this doesn't represent the entire organization. And my feelings are just disappointment.
For those that are wondering what's going on right now, early on, Sean O'Connor from Cinema Blend put out an article on the reason why Zack Snyder stepped down from the Justice League 2017. And we're not going to get into what really happened, but basically what Zack Snyder said is that when his daughter committed suicide, he obviously needed to be there for his family. And he basically was mentally tired and drained with all the politics and the backstage that was going on right now. So I know privately, me and Alex, we had a lot of discussion regarding BVS and so forth. And there was a narrative on BBS. And if you don't believe me, for those that don't believe me, if you don't think the critics are into it, then you're not paying attention. You already have critics stating that they're gonna give the Snyder Cut a bad review. I mean, you haven't seen the movie and you're already stating that you're gonna give it a bad review. I mean, what does that say? And then you have critics right now encouraging other critics to give Wonder Woman 84 a bad score. When you're a critic, you're supposed to objectively give an opinion and not have an agenda. I mean, that's what critic is. That is what a critic is being all about. And when BVS was first released, there were a lot of backlash, and there was a narrative on BVS, and it happened. See, the whole movement to me really started the week before BVS was released. Because the week before BVS was released, that's when the Rotten Tomato score was released. And when people saw that score and they saw the reviews, they're already going in with a negative mindset watching the movie. I'm not a fan of Rotten Tomato. I've stated many times that if Rotten Tomato is going to stay the business, I think the score should be released maybe 6 weeks after the movie's release. I mean, that's my opinion. And I'm not trying to put nobody out of business, but I think that's the way it should be. 6 weeks after the movie is released, that we get to see what critics are saying and the audience score. And just to put in context, and again, guys, our main theme is going to be Godzilla versus Kong. I can't wait to talk about that. I know that's why Alex is here, but I want to give Alex and all the viewers what's going on today. If you don't think they're trying to sabotage Zack because they don't want to see Justice League 2, 3, please do your homework, because that's what's going on right now. That's what's going on. I mean, so when Zack Snyder suffered that unfortunate situation with his daughter, the studio, Warner Brothers, that believe in integrity, stated that Zack Snyder chose Joss Whedon. That's a lie. It was the studio. The studio says that there were going to be very minimum reshoots. That's a lie. It's not minimum reshoots. 90% of that movie was changed. Think about that, fellas, guys. Think about that. And then the studios had its CEO step down for sexual misconduct. Guys, I'm not making this up. It's all in there. Then we find out that Ben Affleck stepped down from the Batman project. He stepped down as a director. And the reason that he stepped down as a director, because we have this buffoon, Jeff Johns, went behind his back and tried to change the script. Think about this. Jeff Johns, last I checked, is not an Academy Award director winner. Is Ben Affleck. He may be a great comic book writer, which he is, but that does not correlate him being a great writer, period. So, and then we find out through Ray Fisher all the garbage that was going on during the reshoots. And those people that criticized my video in September said I didn't know. 2 months later, 3 months later, everything that I said on my show, actually, it's coming. It's right there. You got racial discrimination going on. You have sexual harassment going on. All this is happening under Jeff Johns and Kevin T and John Berg. All that's going on. So for some reason they wanted to sabotage this movie. And the bloggers, and I'm not talking about fans, the bloggers, Jacob, Alex, the bloggers that criticize the BVS Trinity scene, praise the Infinity War, praise the Endgame Trinity scene. Those same bloggers that criticize the Martha scene love the Captain America Bucky scene. So those kind of people I cannot sit down and listen to because they're not being objectively. So now this whole movement was started. The people raised over $500,000 for the American Suicide Prevention. The movement, the Snyder movement. And then you had people telling everyone the Snyder Cut didn't exist, including Warner Brothers. Snyder Cut didn't exist. It's a pipe dream. It's never gonna happen. Thank God AT&T bought out Warner Brothers. Eventually, they made the announcement that the cut was gonna be released. You would think they would stop from there. You would think that the studio would say, you know what? Let's wait and see to see whether it does good. Because if you're the studio, what is the main objective? It is to make money. That's what it boils down to, is to make money. And I'm going to make money with this project, and I'm going to make money with this movie. That's what it boils down to, folks. It's all about the dollars. If they ain't making money, then no company is going to invest in something that's not going to be profitable. So you would think that the studio will sit back and wait and see whether it does well. But why do you think they were so against releasing the Snyder Cut? The reason that they were so against releasing the Snyder Cut is because all the garbage that was going on the reshoots. That's why, folks. Then he want the truth to get out. And Ray Fisher brought everything into light. Guys, it's even worse than what he's saying, guys. Go back to my show and I touch a lot of it. And I'm gonna say this. The CEO that stepped down for sexual misconduct, he ain't the only one that was doing that, folks. He ain't the only one that was doing that. Don't believe me? Look up Jeff Johns sending side DM to a minor. It's all out there, folks. It's all out there. Now, If I, the consumer, know that, you betcha that these people that runs Warner Brothers, they know about it. So that leads me to what's going on right now. So Steven, he probably didn't read the article. He probably saw the headlines from Sean O'Connell that said uh, something to the effect of Zack Snyder. He said he was too tired. He was mentally drained. Then the guy laughed. He put a GIF laughing, not knowing that the reason that he was mentally drained is because he lost his daughter. Dude, I don't care if you sit there and you're gonna tell me that you didn't read it. It is your responsibility when you're gonna reply to an article. If you don't read it, shame on you. You're the dumb one.
And this is an editor. Let's not forget, again, the editor-in-chief. Editor-in-chief. Like, I'm sorry. There's a sense of like, yeah, maybe I could like understand if you didn't read the article, but if you were like a staff writer, this guy's it's his job. It is literally his job to read articles.
And
read the article.
Right. Either way, whatever excuse he's gonna put, you look bad, dude. You look bad. Granted, he's probably gonna say that he didn't read the article. It's your like Jacob said, it is your responsibility for you to read the article, because there are many fans out there that ain't gonna believe you, and that's your fault. You spent 3 years lying to us, making fun of us while we were raising money for the American Suicide Foundation. That's why there's not many fans out there that's not going to believe you when if you say that you didn't read the article. Because while we were trying to get the Snyder Cut release, we were doing well as far as raising money for the American Suicide Foundation.
I mean, I heard there was a lot of issues going on behind the scenes from what I read, especially with Whedon and I guess how he treated Gal Gadot. Even she actually went up and complained to how she was being treated. So hearing that, I kind of felt a certain way about this type of movie because, seeing the original theatrical cut to Justice League, you could see and you could tell like there was a lot of reshoots. There were a lot of misinterpretations of the character, especially how Batman was interpreted in the character. Because reading the comic book and then seeing the difference between how Ben Affleck played a Batman in BVS, you definitely see the Joss Whedon influence in Batman when it came to Justice League. And as far as reading the comics, and you would know that the way how Batman was portrayed is not the Batman that we all know in the comic books. Whether Ben Affleck, the way he interpreted Batman in BVS was a much better portrayal of Batman than in Justice League, and it's not even Ben Affleck's fault. It's a lot of writing, like Whedon doing all these reshoots, because in the comics there was never a way where Batman was ever lost for words. I mean, there was never a way where, let's say, if you see Bruce Wayne bromancing over Clark Kent, that's even though they're very close, but that chemistry was totally different than what it is in the comic books. There is a mutual respect between both characters, especially in the end scene. And this is one of the things that I disagree with the movie, and which I pretty much didn't like, was towards the end where you see where Bruce Wayne buys the farm, to Clark Kent, and everybody's moving stuff in the house and whatnot. But here you are, you're Superman, and you had this secret identity as Clark Kent. So why aren't you wearing your glasses? So I think it was those little details that I think, what my opinion is, what Josh Whedon kind of missed out. And as a comic book fan, it's like, to me, it's a big letdown, because it's like, man, you have, there's there's nobody is a secret identity not sacred anymore, you know? I mean, and then when we saw the writing and how that was portrayed, and when you see that, you're like, man, I mean, well, I left the movie theater with mixed feelings about it. I'm like, you know, and then hearing the story with how Zack Snyder was treated, you know, because I think he did get a bad rap, especially when his we had when he had a tragedy in his family. I think what they should have done was, you know, to hell with the project, give him time to be with his family, and then come back and finish the movie. But higher
folks,
ups don't
folks.
do it.
I want to put into context what Alex is saying here. Okay, check this out. He was not a fan of BVS, and yet he knew that when he saw Justice League, it was not a Zack Snyder movie. Let that sink in, Jacob. Let that sink in. He was not a fan of BVS, yet while he saw Justice League, he knew that it was not a Zack Snyder movie. You
But
don't
you have,
have to
yeah.
be you don't have to be a fan of Zack Snyder to know what kind of movie he does. Right? What kind of movie he does. Zack Snyder Batman is not meant to tell jokes or act goofy or bromance. Zack Snyder Wonder Woman was not made into a sexual object. And for those bloggers to say anything different about Zack Snyder, he portrayed a woman not in a sexual way, but in a powerful warrior way. Something that Joss Whedon didn't do. Okay? Something that he did not do. So so I want to share something with you guys. Let me share this right here. This is Steven. This is his tweet.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right. He said, my least favorite people on Twitter are the Snyder bros who think they know everything about making Justice League. And I'm going to stop right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop right there.
That's all you need to do. That's as far as you need to go.
Okay, now, I'm going to show you my reply to Mr. Steven. Here's my reply. Wait. Did you call us bros who thinks we know everything about making a Justice League? ? Says the guy in team that made fun of us and said that the Snyder Cut will never happen. Who knows what? So you're gonna sit there and you're gonna say that we think we know everything about Justice League, and you spent 3 years telling us that it was never gonna be released. The Snyder Cut didn't exist. You spent 3 years sabotaging the movement, making fun of us, and you're going to sit there and say that we act like we know everything? Well, Mr. Steven, I don't know everything. I do know one thing. I do know more than you. That's for sure. I don't know everything. No. I'm not. Listen, I'm just from, for those who put in the context, I personally know Alex. We were raised together in Brooklyn. So we were raised in the hood. I know I don't have a Yale degree or a Stanford degree. Maybe you do, Stephen. Maybe you do. But you know what education can I teach? Class. Which is something obvious you don't have. You don't have that.
Well, also, he's literally wrong because, like, how many, like, I'm very curious if Steve has even been in contact with Zack since the fallout of Justice League in 2017. Because I can tell you, I can list accounts that I don't know if you've been following the whole movement, Alex, but Zack has been appearing on various YouTube channels that are, have anywhere from 100 to 1,000 subscribers, and just talking to them about what happened and what's happening right now with the release of the movie. Has he been talking to Zack? Like, who's more up to date here? Like, people who have been talking to them, or people who haven't been talking to them, aka Steve?
Well, here's the thing. I know for a fact Zack ain't talking to those bloggers that made fun of him, that sabotaged his movie. There's a reason why he ain't talking to you guys. And you want to talk about bros? Let me call you bro, Mr. Steven. There's the reason why he ain't talking to you. There's the reason why he's not talking to John Campea. There's a reason why he's not talking to all these big bloggers. He's talking to people, small people like us, me, Dave Pena, all those people with the small YouTube channels. You know why he's talking to us? Because we believed in him. We were there. We were fighting every phone campaign, every letter campaign, every donation, every phone call. We were fighting for him. And like Zack said, he don't care about mainstream. All he cares about us, the fans. And regardless if you're a fan of Zack or not, the one thing I hope that you should be a fan of is integrity. I hope those people. Again, you don't have to be a fan of Zack Snyder movie. I don't like every single movie he made. I don't like Watchmen. But do you see me, Jacob, on Twitter bashing Watchmen? Do you Wonder Woman? I had my issue with Wonder Woman 84. I'm not on Twitter bashing Wonder Woman. Now we could have an intelligent discussion, the issues that we have with movies, and that's okay. These directors, they'll welcome these discussions because they'll make them a better director. They'll make them, okay, you know what? Then it connected with this, so let me take this to this next movie. When you do it professionally and when you do it not to attack, but you do it to give a meaningful construction criticism.
I say before that person's quick to judge, I think they should definitely watch the movie in its entirety before they make final judgment. Because how can you criticize a movie and already destined to fail, whether it be Marvel, whether it be DC, and all of a sudden just say this movie's already tanked? I mean, you have to give each and every movie a day in court, and you have to be open-minded to it as well. Because, like I said this numerous times. The hardest critic is always to convince is a comic book reader when it comes to these movies, because they know, depending on whatever character, whether it be Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, they know how these characters are portrayed in the pages, and to interpret it in real life, that you want to see what similarities are they willing to keep, and with this guy just bashing the movie without even seeing it, I mean, it's ridiculous because
he's not Scott. Another one, Scott Middleton. Another one. I mean,
yeah, don't even get me started on him.
Yeah, I mean, so the original, the Justice League that was released in 2017 is 2 hour long, right? 2 hours long. Let's just do the math. Okay, let's just assume for a second, which is not, but I'm just gonna prove my point here. Let's assume that the 2 hours movie that was shot by Zack was the one that was released in theaters, which was not. The movie's a 4 hour movie. How are you gonna say it's basically the same movie when you have 2 hours of another 2 hours unseen footage? Okay, that's number one. Number two, that's not even true. Out of the 2 hours movie that was released in Justice League, maybe like 20 minutes was Zack. To put that to context, about 20 minutes was Zack Snyder's shot. So there was an hour and 40 minutes that was not his. So if you take 1 hour and 40 minutes, you add 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's 3 hours and 40 minutes. How are you going to say that's the same movie?
Well, let's not forget that also. Oh, go ahead, Alex. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, look at the teaser trailer for the director's cut. You could tell that it has a totally different vibe than the original theatrical release.
Folks.
Yep.
Again, Alex is not a fan of BVS. and even he knows. Even he knows when he saw the jail. I mean, if he could notice that, I mean, so and these people are not dumb. I think they're doing it on purpose to try to sabotage Zack.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's ridiculous beyond even that point, because I think as a journalist, and you'll see this with people like Sean O'Connell, who have actually done their homework and objectively researched and found out, oh, wait a second, this wasn't just, hey, it's a director's cut. Beyond even what you mentioned, Lewis, there's also the fact that we now know that there was footage by Zack in that movie, but that it was studio demanded Jeff Johns written script pages that Zack has expressed multiple times to multiple people now that he's very happy to have tossed those out and replaced them with his takes. He was physically shooting 2 movies at the same time in 2016. He was each scene was, all right, I'm gonna shoot what the studio wants me to shoot, and now I'm gonna shoot what I want to shoot. So, I mean, we can make comparisons when this thing comes out, and people are definitely going to make comparisons. But I think you're going to get maybe like 5 to 10 minutes of, oh yeah, I remember that. So, yeah, it's totally just, if you do your homework, if you are objective, the truth is there. You just don't want to do that because you have an agenda.
Yeah, and these bloggers, and this is why I have a problem with them. Not just the bloggers, but a lot of fans that wants DC to be funny. I mean, Marvel is great what they do. Marvel can imitate DC, and DC can't imitate Marvel. And I guarantee you that if DC would have tried to copy Marvel, those same critics would have criticized DC, saying you copy Marvel.
That's what I've been saying. I've been saying that like since day one. Listen, and Marvel, like, I'm a fan of Marvel. I like most of the MCU. I'm very, very happy with WandaVision right now. But if they had just taken the MCU formula and done it exact, which means, kind of funny, but also kind of serious, and applied that formula, y'all would have just complained and said that Zack Snyder was copying Marvel. So Alex, I really appreciate you, man, because like I know you don't like these movies, but you're at least respectful about it.
No, I mean, this is one, and I told Lewis this a while back when it comes to the DCEU. I mean, I never said that I want the DCEU to fail. I always wanted them to actually succeed. The only thing that that I always had a problem with was how the way they portray it, because if you look at the Marvel formula, they took 10 years to tell you a story, and they didn't rush anything. They built everything up to the final end, to what comes to the Infinity War, the big battle with Thanos. With the whole DCEU, I believe, this is my opinion, but from what I know, like, you have these executives that works in Warner Brothers. They're so out of touch with what these characters in DC represent. And when they see what Marvel is doing, they want to play catch up really quick. And I mean, we got Man of Steel, which I like Man of Steel. I think it was a refreshing reboot in a way, and Henry Cavill portrayed him well. But my thing is, here you have, BVS. And one thing about BVS is, I really do feel that it was a rush job to quickly give us a Justice League movie, and you have all these characters in Justice League, like, you're just gonna give them their little bit here, a little bit there, mash them together, and boom, now you have Justice League. Whether in MCU, each character has their own movie, and little by little you see the piece of the puzzle come in, and then all of a sudden we have the Avengers. I believe that if they would have done that, even if they said they would have copied Marvel, at least I would have said, you know what, at least they took their time out and give us a good story to set up the big finale.
And you know what? You can say that, and
But
I
excuse me.
disagree, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
right. But and I don't think, and I'm not sure whether this is going to change Alex's mind as far as the 10 years thing. Zach's intention was never to do a 10-year project. His story was a 5-story arc story about Superman. So there was not going to be the character development per se the way Iron Man was, the way Captain America was, because those were intended for the long haul, for 10, 15 years. Zack Snyder made it very clear, I'm doing a 5-story arc about Superman. And this is where the marketing and the explanation should have been better. So, Alex, if you would have known from the very beginning that Zack Snyder is telling a 5-arc story about Superman, would that have changed your perception as far as character development for 10, 15 years? If they would have told you Zack Snyder is he's doing 5 movies strictly on Superman, would that change your perception?
Well, it depends how you do it, because I believe that even if it's, let's say, a 5-picture deal or 5-year story arc, if you're going to include other superheroes, I think that each superhero deserves their moment to build up, because you need to somehow make these characters
Right.
not believable, but at least to make it seem like, okay, well, we'll bring in Batman, but let's say with Batman, okay, we have to set him up. We can't just throw him
But
just in the
okay,
mix.
so what blueprint are you describing right there?
Well, the blueprint I'm describing is that, for example, if you're going to bring another character in, you
No.
definitely
I'm sorry. I
have to.
apologize, Alex. The blueprint that you describing right there is the Marvel blueprint.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
that's but
Mhm.
that's what I'm talking about in the beginning.
But you
That
could do it.
DC,
You could do
no,
it less
but
than
see,
10 years, than 5 years. You could do it.
it was
If
not
you,
okay. You guys, what I mean, you guys, I don't mean you personally. The I guess the issue, a lot of people issue is not to Superman because the Superman was an original story.
okay.
The issue that a lot of people had was the Batman story. That Ben Affleck was a old battered. So what a lot of people like that has your mentality is that they wanted to see how did Batman get to that point. Is what you're saying. You so I so a lot of people that I spoke to that has your theory, they
Mm.
said BVS would have worked if they would have Ben Affleck would have done 2 movies explaining why the rules are changing. They killed Robin, and then they could see how he was going dark. They could not comprehend that. I mean, they just saw that. But they didn't understand that that concept was from Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns. So that was an adaptation of the Dark Knight, Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns.
Mm.
So this is what I try to explain. When you guys watch BVS, you have to understand that Batman that Zack Snyder is telling is not the Batman from Christopher Nolan that what you would have liked it to have, character development throughout the years. It was never meant to be that. It was never meant to be that. Now, I told many people, how many times do we have to see Bruce Wayne's parents being killed? That story has been told so many times. I mean, if you seriously, the people that didn't like the Man of Steel because Superman didn't save a cat, didn't save humanity, and you missed the point. He did save humanity at the end. He killed one of his own because he loved the human race so much that he killed his only kind. And then when he did it, he's screaming agony and pain because he just killed somebody. And they're like, well, he should not kill General Zod. So then what do you want Superman to do then? General Zod already told them, you have 2 choices. It's either them or me. And Superman saw himself as a human. So the to me, when people describe as far as 10 years period, that's the Marvel way. And I guarantee you, if DC would have done that, the critic would have called DC copycats. And
Well,
this
I
is
well,
uh,
what you were saying, I just wanted to touch up on what you said. Like the way how they introduced the Batman is it was good the way they did it because they didn't give you another origin movie because I think we already seen too many origin movies being redone, and I think the way they brought him in was good. That's good. That's not what I was saying. What I'm saying is these other characters where you have like that scene where you have what was it? Where was it Bruce Wayne? I believe that there was a file. I forget which scene in BVS, but
yeah,
then
it's BVS. Uh-huh.
yeah, but but then you see little snippets of reports of Aquaman, of the
Mm-hmm.
Flash, and stuff like
Right.
that. It's like, okay, I get it. That's cool, but
How did Bruce Wayne get that?
geez, that I haven't seen the movie in a while,
Okay.
so that
So he got that file. He originally got that file when he was in a ballroom when he first met Clark Kent.
right,
That's where he got the file. Then Wonder Woman actually he stole it. Wonder Woman stole it and gave it back to him. But that file actually didn't belong to Bruce Wayne. That file didn't even belong to Diana Prince. That file belonged to
to
Lex
Lex.
Luthor himself. Now there's only one DC character in the Batman universe that is just as smart as Bruce Wayne, Alex. And guess who that is?
Who would that be?
I'm sorry, I didn't say, but I'm talking about the DC universe. There's only one
Like,
character in the DC universe that is as smart as Bruce Wayne, and that is Alexander Luthor.
mm,
If you go by the comics, Jacob, please explain to me in the comics. Besides Bruce Wayne, who was the smartest DC character villain in comics?
I mean, I trust that it's Lex Luthor, but I think Alex, I think I understand what you're saying. If I may provide an explanation, because I was doing some research on a project I did last year about the Snyder Cut and all that, but one of the things I came across was how Marvel's formula, this 10-year, build up to a story, very much kind of mimics the comic run, how it would be individual storylines, and then every now and then you'd have a crossover event. This has been happening in the comics for 60 years. Wouldn't you agree,
yeah,
Alex?
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. So that's what Marvel did, and it's worked very, very well for them. Now, I agree. It's a different way of doing it. Let me try to explain to you the mindset of what Zack was trying to do with the DCEU. The 5-part arc was to mimic stories like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. He was trying to put those characters not into something that exactly mimicked the comic formula, but mimicked other stories that follow the hero's journey that Joseph Campbell has laid out in many of his works. And he's inspired people like George Lucas, who made a single trilogy that was a contained story. And when Star Wars debuted in 1977, you didn't have the entire backstory of Luke. When you meet Frodo in Lord of the Rings, you don't have the entire backstory of Frodo. Now, whether or not you like that applied to comic book characters is up to you, and I'll leave that up to you. I'm not here to change your mind, but what I am here to tell you, I guess, is that was the mindset that Zack wanted to apply to those characters.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from. All right, I can see. It's like, so like with what George Lucas did with the whole Star Wars, he took the best part of Star Wars and he made the original trilogy. So
Yeah,
later on, just like Peter Jackson did with the Lord of the Rings, he did the Lord of the Rings, then he did the Hobbit.
yeah, and that was going to happen. There were going to be, like, I guess what I kind of think of when I think of Marvel versus DC is Marvel is, let's basically kind of build a pyramid, right? Where it's like, all right, all these different pieces are working towards one at the top. When I think of DC, I think of you're opening a door. So Justice League was not supposed to be this, oh, well, you've met all these characters, now you meet them. It's, okay, you know Superman, you know Batman, and you kind of know, and Wonder Woman would have had her own movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is going to open the door to new characters, and you're going to meet them, and you're going to learn their backstory later. But let's tell an interesting story right now with these characters, and then develop their backstory later. Same thing that George Lucas did with Darth Vader. Darth Vader didn't have a backstory in Star Wars 1977. He was just a guy in a metal helmet, and well, now he isn't anymore because of the prequel. So that's pretty much, yeah. That's
does it not make sense, Alex? That's why that's what was Zack's intention. His intention was not the Marvel 10 years long developer way. It's like sort of like an Elseworld. Is what Zack and again, all this comes from communication. I think if this would have been communicated the way you described it, Jacob, the way I'm describing it, to people, then they would have understood there's no time to do 10, 15 years because again, like you said, Alex, you don't need to see another original story about Batman. You already know how Bruce Wayne lost his parents. You know, same thing with Superman. Okay, now I would love to see, Alex. Won't you love to see Superman and Brainiac in the same screen?
Well, that would be
That's different. Isn't that different?
Yeah, that would
different.
be different.
There you go. That's what Zack was trying to accomplish here. And the same thing now. You know, now we're gonna get into what I really brought Alex on and Jacob. Did you see the trailer for Godzilla vs Kong?
Oh, go ahead, Jacob.
No, I can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I had it muted there. Yeah, I did. I can stay on for about another 14 minutes, by the way, but I'm gonna head out at 8 because I have homework.
Okay, yeah, okay. So you know what? So I'm gonna leave. So let me leave that to Alex. So let's just wrap up the the Zack Snyder Justice League. Then I'm gonna get into Alex because I'm so excited for what I saw there. I have a lot of theories, with Godzilla versus Kong. But that being said, guys, I'm going to give you an update on. I'm doing an event called Countdown to Justice. I'm, in addition to having Sean O'Connell to the event, in addition having Eric Davis, the Ping Pong Flicks. There are going to be a lot of YouTubers. I'm also dedicating February 27th. For all you ladies out there that fought hard for the cut, all the guests on my show is going to be strictly ladies. You guys deserved it. You guys worked hard. I don't think you guys get enough credit, and I don't want you, at least for me, for my show, I don't ever want you guys to feel like that you guys didn't play a role, because you guys did play a tremendous role. That being said, when the events start, we're gonna have a special message from the Queen herself, Fiona. She's gonna leave us a message. I'm in contact with her. That is so awesome. And also today I got an official word that the American Diabetes Foundation will sponsor the event of Countdown to Justice. I'm so humbled by the gesture. They're gonna send me an email, and also I do want to recognize also as well. I'm gonna have there's someone. His name is Alessandro, who's doing the event posters. Who's gonna be doing the countdown as well. So as soon as I get everything a little bit more organized, I'm gonna tweet everything out. Now, you guys may ask, why diabetes? As you know, in 2017, when this movement was formed, it was formed because, number one, we wanted to see Zack's cut, and number two, obvious of the tragedy that Zack Snyder himself went through with the unfortunate loss of his precious little girl, his daughter. I'm a parent. I can't imagine the pain that man is going through. and to see the garbage that he went through is just, again, you don't have to like his movies, but show some respect, and I'm sure if you would have lost one, I'm pretty sure you wanted people to treat you with respect. So that movement was able to raise over $500,000 for a good cause. Now, why did I choose the American Diabetes Foundation? Actually, let me clarify myself. The American Juvenile Diabetes Foundation. Why did I choose that? Last year, my oldest daughter, at just the age of 20, was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Um, really, really hits home, to me. And I don't think a lot of people know how the expensive the medication are. I don't think a lot of people knows the changes that not just the person that uh, is living with that type 1 diabetes. Everyone is affected. And when we kick off the event February 20th, my first show, we're gonna have the people representing the Juveniles American Diabetes Foundation. They're gonna have a couple of people on the show. I'm gonna have a couple of doctors. I'm gonna have a couple of patients. My daughter's gonna be joining us as well, and we're gonna just talk and educate people about this disease, type 1, and the warning signs and obvious, we do want to raise awareness. So I'm so excited, for that. So obvious, it really hit home. It really does. So I'm touched that they decided to join me with the event. I did kind of warn them. They kind of tell them no the character, no Justice League, because these fandom is very, very knowledgeable. So as soon as I get they're setting up the link. As soon as I get all that information, I'm gonna send that out. I am in contact with not just one, not just two, but with 3 Justice League cast members. I'm not promising. I am trying, really trying to get them on. But even if I don't get them on, Eric Davis, Sean O'Connell, Chris Wan, those, and you, the fans, that's enough for me. That's really and to have Fiona kick off the event with a special message for us, can't get any better than that. But if you ask me to predict, I would say I'm 90% sure that at least I could get one, and I believe once they see that this is for good cause for the American Diabetes Foundation, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a few more. So I'm so excited. So guys, I'm gonna keep you guys informed about that event. Again, that event's gonna start February 20th to March 20th. If Justice League is not moved up, because there's a rumor that's gonna be moved up, and also, guys, please don't get wrapped up on Kong versus Godzilla, because I'm gonna say this: the people that wants to see Godzilla versus Kong, they're gonna watch it. The fans that have fought for Zack Snyder Justice League, we're gonna see it. They're gonna see it. And fans like me and Alex and Jacob, we're gonna watch both. So why are you gonna get wrapped up on whether Godzilla is gonna be released the same week as Justice League? To me, it's not going to deter the fans that really fought for it, because they're gonna watch it no matter what. You have fans that just don't like the Justice League, that is into MonsterVerse. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. How do you come back that? You keep watching it over and over again, and do not unsubscribe. Don't do that. if you want to see a Batman versus Deathstroke, if you want to see a Justice League 2 and 3, you know how you get to see that? By watching Zack Snyder Justice League and keeping HBO Max. Guys, do the math. If HBO Max is going to fund those projects, how are they going to do it without the subscription? 1 + 1 = 2. It's simple math, folks. You don't need a college degree for that. You don't. They need to see that is worth investing. Again, guys, I spoke about it in the beginning of the program. Business. Will they make money? And how much they have to invest? The cost and the effect. How much is going to cost them to invest, and can they make a profit? If you guys subscribe to HBO Max just for Zack Snyder and then cancel the prescription next month, you're hurting Zack's chances finishing his arc. You're hurting HBO Max giving Ben Affleck the green light, even though I believe it's already done. But we don't want to leave them no doubt. So keep HBO Max minimum 2 years. Minimum 2 years. And not only that, but if they're putting good content, if they're putting good stuff on HBO Max, why would you want to leave? Everything's going to eventually be streaming. Everything. I got DirecTV, and I'm thinking about canceling it because I hardly watch DirecTV. Everything is streaming right now. Do you agree or not agree, Jacob?
I agree. I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm excited for Countdown to Justice. I'm excited for Zack Snyder's Justice League. And thank you, Alex, for, I know you're not the biggest fan, but you're respectful, and let me tell you, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And
you never know. He may look at BVS. He may look at BVS with a different light. Now that we maybe educated him a little bit, sort of like Zack Snyder interpretation was like a Star Wars, type, like a 5 arc. You just never know with some people. Like the mindset is different. You just don't know. Now, I don't think I may convince him to like BVS. I don't think I could ever convince him that Jesse Einsberg is the right Lex Luthor.
Hey, that's okay.
I may turn him around liking BVS. I may even turn him around with the Martha scene. I could probably possibly maybe convince him. I don't think I could ever convince him with Jesse Einsberg being Lex Luthor. I like him, but that's one thing I think is non-negotiable. But hey, listen, as long as he liked the movie, as long as he comes around with the Martha scene, that's okay. Because not everybody's gonna like every cast member, and it's okay.
It's okay. You have different opinions. It's perfectly okay. Lewis, I gotta go, but yes, as always, it's a pleasure.
Man. Pleasure to meet you, Jacob.
Nice to meet you too, Alex.
All right, Alex. So let me change this. Now we're gonna talk about as you talking right now. I actually have King of the Monsters on right now.
All right, let's watch the trailer.
Yeah. Okay. So before I put on the trailer, let's talk about Godzilla 2014, and let's talk about Kong, and let's talk about King of the Monsters. When you first saw Godzilla 2014, what was your thought when you first saw that?
Well, my thought when the Legendary Pictures came up with Godzilla, I was a little skeptical because going back to the 1998 disaster, as I like to call it, that Godzilla really set a bad taste in my mouth, because when you see that was actually I would say I guess the United States version of a US version of Godzilla, and to what they did with Toho's creation was was a total 360, because I believe they, when it came to the source material, they have changed not only his origin, but the way he looked. But they still gave him his roar, which I find that blasphemous in the whole kaiju mythos. And so seeing that years later going into the legendary Godzilla, when I saw it, when I saw the trailer, because in even in the trailer they teased you, and I was like, okay, it's not that Godzilla, but maybe it might be better, maybe it might be good. And then when I saw the whole design of it, I was like, wow, you know what? I can see what they changed, but at the same time, they kept original to the source material where it came to the dorsal fin, where it came how he would shoot out, I guess his atomic breath. The face was different, but the body was Godzilla, you know. And when I saw it to the end, I was like, you know what? They did it right this time. They actually gave respect to the character, and even Toho liked it. And they're skeptical. I mean, when it comes to their IP, they're very particular of how Godzilla is going to be used. And a good example of that, and that's why, excuse me if I go back and forth, but there was a movie called Godzilla Final War, which kind of pretty much counteract what they did with Godzilla 98, which you actually see Godzilla fighting Zilla, which was Godzilla 98, and how he totally decimated him in a couple of seconds, which solidified him, the real Godzilla, as being king of the monster. And seeing that, I was like, yeah, this is definitely their answer to that. So seeing Toho, it's not Toho, but seeing Legendary Pictures doing it, and the design that they chose, I think it was well worth it. Especially going, if you're gonna go to what they did with King of the Monsters, a lot of these redesigns really do good, really do fit the whole MonsterVerse image. When it came to Mothra, they did a good job. Even King Ghidorah, and tell you the truth, King Ghidorah's design in King of the Monsters, I kind of it gives Toho's version of Run for its money, because I love that scene when they first fight
I
and you see
I
his
thought
wingspan.
yeah, I thought it was to finish up in 2014.
Mhm.
I like the Godzilla design. I like the storyline. I do wish they would have kept his sound. His roar. I wish. But when they put that into King of the Monsters, then I could appreciate the 2014, because they were just evolving Godzilla, which what the
Mhm.
director did was he said he was that his Godzilla was evolving. Now going back to Kong, Skull of Island, I thought that was a great movie. I really, really, really thought Kong. They show Kong who Kong is, and I think the setup to what we're about to see in March is tremendous. Now, did you see the trailer?
I did see the trailer. I only saw it like one time,
Mm.
and the trailer looks really good. I mean, I think we're finally gonna get to see the rematch of the century. If we're talking about 58 years in the making, we're actually gonna see the rematch, well, in King Kong versus Godzilla, compared to the very first meeting when it came in the Toho universe. Yeah, I mean, in the Showa era, I'm talking about. But
Right.
yeah, it looks really good, really, really good.
All right. So guys, let's hit. Now notice at the 3 second mark, guys. In the 3 second mark of the trailer, in the background, you're gonna see Mecha Godzilla. He's right there. So I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause it for you guys, so you guys can actually see it. Just right there. That's Mecha Godzilla. You see right there in the top?
Okay.
That's Mecha Godzilla, right there.
This is our only chance. We have to take it. We need Kong. The world needs him to stop what's coming. And there's a child. She's the only one he'll communicate with.
I knew that they had a bond. She had nowhere to go, so I made a promise to protect her. And I think that in some way, Kong did the same.
Now, I pause right there. It is my belief that is not Godzilla. That's Mechagodzilla. Now, why do I say that? Because if you watch Godzilla 2014, if that scene when he's in the San Francisco Bridge, he doesn't go, or when he first appeared as well, he doesn't go through the ship. He goes where? Under the ship. So it's my theory that right there, it's Mechagodzilla. That's right there. To me, that's Mechagodzilla. Because he destroyed the ship. All right. So that's two different scenes. The one you see Kong looking up. Let me go back here. Okay. So Kong doesn't have the collar. So Kong is obvious he's looking at something. Okay.
It's Godzilla.
These are dangerous times.
Okay. See, do you read the background?
What's that? Systems charge?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Guys, he is controlling Mechagodzilla. That right there is Mechagodzilla. Okay. I'll put it back.
It's Godzilla.
These are dangerous times. Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people and we don't
Okay, so he said that Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people.
know why.
And he said he doesn't know why. So it's either two things going on right there, guys. Either that's Mechagodzilla and they don't know it's Mechagodzilla, or the reason that Godzilla is destroying the building is because he's looking for Mechagodzilla. Think about that, guys. So those are my two theories, because he just said that that they don't know why Godzilla is acting that way. So he's either Mechagodzilla, and if you guys want to go a little Easter egg, go back to the 1974 Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, where was something similar that they thought it was Godzilla. They even were saying that they don't know why he was attacking his friend. Am I right or am I wrong, Alex?
No,
Majority-
I mean, you're right. You're right. Hello? Yeah. No, I mean you're right when it comes to the Mechagodzilla thing, because I have a theory of if this is actually Mechagodzilla. I do have a theory on how he came about, and I think we kind of see a little bit of it at the end credits towards King of the Monsters, where
without a doubt, no, without a doubt, they take the head of King Ghidorah, and they make a Godzilla out of that. That's what I doubt. Okay, let's
Yeah.
go back.
Which they would clone them. I mean, is this a clone of the Mechagodzilla? And then if you actually see the toy line, which the toy it could be a spoiler where they actually showed you how Mechagodzilla is formed. Like they give him some kind of this cybernetic clamp on him. So maybe that's how they would control this Godzilla. So I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, how they're gonna do it in the movie, I'm curious to see. But if that is Mechagodzilla, then I do believe we're going to see the real Godzilla show up.
Right. Okay. So there's a newspaper clipping that says Godzilla tax claims lives. And again, it could be two things. That's Mechagodzilla, or it is Godzilla, and he's knocking down buildings, and he is claiming lives, not because he wants to do it, it's because he knows Mechagodzilla is out there, and he's trying to find him. So that's now check this out. Check this out.
Something provoking him that we're not seeing here.
So she just said that something's provoking Godzilla that they're not seeing. So that's why it leads me, to those two theories that I have there. That it's either Mechagodzilla, they don't know that it's Mechagodzilla, or Godzilla's being provoked and is looking for Mechagodzilla. So Kong, so this is why I believe when Kong first encountered Godzilla, it's Mechagodzilla, and then he leaves. Then the second time they fight, it's actually the real Godzilla, but Kong thinks Godzilla is the first, is the bad one, because the first one was Mechagodzilla. Kong doesn't know that there are two different species. That's my theory.
Same opinion. The myths are real. Yeah. There was a war. And they're the last ones standing.
I keep reaching for greatness because I'm built from it. Who bows to who? Nobody gonna stop for me. Here we go.
Kong bow.
Okay, so you see that guy crying?
Kong bow.
You see that guy crying? Now he's on Kong's side. All right? I'm gonna tell you why I think he's crying.
Bows to no one.
With dark chocolate and simple ingredients, bark thins.
Wow, guys. That was a trailer. Now, this is what I think is gonna happen. This is just me. And for those people that don't believe me, just go to my first show with Chris Swan, because I actually said it back last year? No, 2019. Okay. I think Kong has to get the name King. And I think the way he's gonna do it is that when Kong is fighting Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, Kong is gonna be hurt. Then when he sees Godzilla, the real Godzilla, he's gonna be more angry, and they're gonna fight. And I think Kong is going to hurt Godzilla. It's not gonna kill him. It's gonna hurt Godzilla. Then Kong is gonna go away, and then you're gonna have Godzilla meeting Mechagodzilla. And I think Mechagodzilla is gonna be beating Godzilla to the point that he's about to kill Godzilla. Kong is gonna come. It's gonna save Godzilla, and they're both gonna team up. But at the end, I believe that Kong is gonna die. He's gonna die saving Godzilla and mankind.
Wow, that's an interesting theory, right there.
And that's how he's gonna be given the name King, because he saved Godzilla and he saved mankind. And then you're gonna see at the end Godzilla paying homage to the true king, King Kong. Because while Godzilla survived, it was actually Kong that saved him and saved the world by defeating Mechagodzilla, saving Godzilla, but paying him dying. That's why you see that guy crying. I believe he's going to see Kong sacrifice himself and die for humanity. That's what I believe is going to happen.
I mean, that's an interesting theory. My theory is almost similar to what you're saying. I do believe that King Kong and Godzilla will fight. And if I have to really think about it, I mean, think about these, like a business aspect of it. Like, does Toho want Godzilla to lose? But does also Universal Studios want their own IP being King Kong to lose? So how do you how can you come about and have mutual respect for these two? So what do you do? So what I would do if I was playing devil's advocate and be one, and let's say if I'm going to sit right there and come to an accord, I would say, well, okay, I understand you don't want none of these guys losing to each other because they're big names. So why not actually put them as a team up, like how you say they have to go and they have to go team up against Mechagodzilla. So when you fight Mechagodzilla, I mean, they pretty much come and they'll beat them. So what you do? So because I do believe they're going to face each other, and I think that while they're fighting, I think that Mechagodzilla will show up, and I think King Kong is going to see two Godzillas, and Godzilla is going to look at him, and Godzilla is definitely going to be like, "Look, I'm the only king here," and they're going to basically team up and fight them. And as far as the ending, I don't know.
I think there's gonna be a point where Kong has the real Godzilla by his neck, and Godzilla say save Mothra. So I wonder what you're gonna say. I wonder what you're gonna say when Kong has Godzilla by the neck. Godzilla say save Mothra, because what I understand there was another egg found. That's Mothra. There was another egg found, but all jokes aside, remember we have seen Kong died. We seen him in 1938, off a plane. 1970s, I believe 76, 77, with Jessica Lange. We've seen Kong die, and I think if you want to capture the emotion of people crying, I don't think. I think if Godzilla dies, I think people will leave angry, because there is no possible way that Kong could beat Godzilla. Okay, but I think if you put it the way something similar to Batman versus Superman, where you have Kong save Godzilla and save mankind, loses his life, and you have Godzilla paying homage to the King Kong. I think that will catch up the emotion of I think you will see a lot of people crying. I mean that's what I think. I mean I've been saying it since 2019 that I believe that Kong is going to sacrifice himself. He's going to save Godzilla against that third monster. Back in 2019, I thought it would have been Mecha Ghidorah, but now it makes sense. It's Mecha Godzilla, and obviously through that trailer we saw that it is Mecha Godzilla. So that's so. Go ahead.
No, well, I mean, when they're gonna make a movie of this magnitude, and we're talking again, going back to the original, the 1963 King Kong versus Godzilla. A little history here. When King Kong versus Godzilla came out, that was actually the third movie in the whole Showa era. So you actually have a Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Godzilla raids again, and then you have King Kong versus Godzilla. And at that time, Godzilla was still considered a newbie because if you want to go with the original kaiju, I would say King Kong 1933 would be the original. He's definitely a lot older than Godzilla. So when you see that, and then when you have the original 1963, it was a lot of mixed reviews. I mean, I'm obviously I haven't lived in the 1960s, but watching it as a kid, and I always felt some type of way because I've liked King Kong, but I've always been a massive Godzilla fan. And then as the years go by, being older, and we're talking about the 90s or the late 90s, where the internet was in its infancy, and now a lot of information is coming at us quickly, and then read articles resurfacing that there's actually another version of King Kong versus Godzilla, which by the way, I mean, in the way it was, that's why, like, I would recommend this real, if you ever have the Criterion collection, this actually has
Wow.
both versions of King Kong versus Godzilla. The only difference is at the end you hear Godzilla roar, but the ending is still the same. And seeing that, you definitely want to see what this movie is going to be about, because you definitely, being a longtime Godzilla fan, you definitely want to see a rematch of this magnitude, especially with today's technology being there. So when you do that, you have to promise not only good story, but it has to be epic, because I'm pretty sure you heard the whole BS surrounding King of the Monsters, saying that it was horrible because it was more about the monsters and not the human element.
Oh gosh. Okay. So you remember in the beginning, I was telling you about Rotten Tomato. When 2014 Godzilla came out, the critics said they wanted more monsters. Okay. The critics say they wanted more monsters. So they got more monsters in Godzilla King of the Monsters. Those same critics that wanted more monsters now were saying there were too much monsters. It just drives me crazy. 2014, I want more monsters. You get more monsters, and you say there was two more monsters. I mean, guys. I mean, seriously. I mean, anyway, I'm not a fan of Rotten Tomato. I'm really not a fan of Rotten Tomato. But I guys in the chat, what do you guys think about my theory? That I believe that that Kong is going to die. He's going to die a hero. I believe that Kong is going to save Godzilla. He's going to save mankind and help Godzilla beat Mechagodzilla, but he dies. And Godzilla pays homage to him. And that's how, to me, King Kong, Kong is going to get the name King by helping Godzilla defeat Mechagodzilla. I mean, it's just, I mean, that's I've been saying that since 2019. I looked at the trailer, looked at Mechagodzilla, those little, bits and bits, the clues that the trailer gives. Then that guy at the end crying, that's, he's part of Kong. He's the one that got Kong here. And then Kong showing that human feeling with that little girl, that he connects with the little girl. I just think that's, to me, I think that's gonna, they're putting too much sensitivity in Kong. They want us to connect with him. They want us to feel bad for him. And I think they're doing that because they want to catch us, and they want us. I just see Kong dying. I see Kong dying, and I think he's gonna die a hero. That's what I think.
I mean, I think that like I said before, I think they're gonna team up, and they're gonna actually
for sure, absolutely, for sure.
And I think of course, I think Godzilla and King and Kong, they're gonna fight. They're gonna team up against Mechagodzilla, and I believe that during that team up, once they defeat Mechagodzilla, in my opinion, is that they're gonna look at each other and they're probably gonna have some kind of mutual respect for each other. Be like, you're worthy of a king. You know, you're the king of the jungle, and I'll be the king of the monsters. And they're just gonna you're gonna see them
So
go
so
their own
so
separate way.
so so your theory is that they're both gonna live.
I think they're both gonna live because it's hard because I'm trying to think as a studio here. You know, me as a
Well,
fan,
but with
I want
the synopsis, if you want, look it up. They
yeah
already gave a synopsis already. They guarantee that one is gonna fall. They're saying that one is gonna die.
yeah,
There's
but is it Godzilla or Kong, but or are they talking about Mecha Godzilla? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, one is gonna die. I 100% agree, but who? I mean, is it really gonna be Kong or is it really gonna be Godzilla or is it Mecha Godzilla? Which that's why I'm guessing that it's gonna be Mecha Godzilla because it's hard to believe. It's gonna be hard that a studio's gonna want their monster dying, whether it be
see,
Universal or Toho.
to me, if this is the last installment of the MonsterVerse, by
Mhm.
by both of them living, there's no closure.
I
There,
mean,
there,
yeah, I
there,
hear
there,
you.
there, there is no closure. If they do it your way, that they beat that third monster, which is Mechagodzilla, okay, then you should have two monsters on Earth. Then who's really protecting Earth? Who's really the king of the monsters?
Mm.
Do you see what I'm saying? There is no closure. One has to die for it to be a closure.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like there was really no closure in the original, you know. But at the same time, it's like,
No, but the director, the synopsis says
uh-huh.
they guarantee there's going to be closure. One is going to die.
Well, I mean, if there is closure, then that'd be great. You know, I'm just hoping that I'm not gonna have all my hopes up because, like I said, I'm a huge Godzilla fan, and I don't want to. You know, whoever
Brian, I
wins,
agree. I agree. Kong is going to die, but he's
mm,
going to die a hero. I am telling you. I'm telling you, he's going to die hero. Either he's gonna be battered, he's gonna batter Mechagodzilla, or
mm,
he's gonna batter Godzilla badly. Okay, he's gonna batter Godzilla badly. Then Godzilla is gonna be watching Kong and Mechagodzilla fight, and Godzilla kind of like he gets stronger, like he did in the 80s when he goes in the water, he gets stronger. He's gonna come back, and Kong is gonna be battered. And then I think Mechagodzilla and Godzilla is gonna fight, and I think Mechagodzilla is gonna be beating Godzilla. That at the end they team up. Kong loses his life by saving Godzilla and mankind. He's going to die a hero. I'm telling you, I smell it. He's going to die a hero.
mm.
He got Kong. If they put Kong dying for saving mankind and saving Godzilla, how do you not cry? How do people not crown him king when I mean, think about that. They crown him king because he saved mankind. He saved the world.
Well, you could in a way, but at the same time, who you cheering for? Because I mean, obviously, because let's say Kong dies, you know, Godzilla wins, or even if he sacrifices himself. I mean, yeah, you know, you feel a certain way, be like, okay, Kong sacrificed himself, but the G fan in me is gonna say, well, Godzilla finally got the W, you know, and because you know, and
Not
this
that
is
way. See, this is where I think they're
mhm.
gonna show respect to Kong.
Yeah.
Cause
Mhm.
Cause Godzilla, yeah, beat Mechagodzilla, but he needed help, and Kong saved mankind, saved mankind, saved him by dying. So
Mhm.
I think that's how you show respect to Kong, because the human will connect more. The people will cry more if Kong dies.
Mhm.
If Godzilla dies, there's not going to be too much crying. As a matter of fact, you're probably going to have angry people out there that says that there's no way that Kong could ever be Godzilla.
Mhm.
You're gonna have that cliffhanger, but you show respect to Kong, by, obvious that trailer shows that Kong is strong. Kong is beating the crap of Godzilla or Mecha Godzilla, whoever that is. So they're showing respect to Kong. And how do you show respect to Kong? By dying a hero. I mean, I think it makes sense. Kong dying a hero.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna show respect to both. That's guaranteed. How they're gonna do it. I
Well,
mean,
whoever lives is gonna have the respect. The thing is, which one would touch us most dying? Kong or Godzilla? It's Kong.
well, if we go by your theory and the manner of how he dies, and if he does sacrifice himself, then there'll be an emotional connection to the monster if they do it that way. So that's why I'm just curious to see what this movie is going to bring, because like I said, being a longtime Godzilla fan, I really do want a good story. I really do want to see both original monsters fight. And if they're gonna, and I'm just going off the top of my head, but if Mechagodzilla is gonna be that third monster, then I'm just saying that they're gonna team up, and I think they're gonna, they might walk away after they beat them up, because it's like I'm just going about what I thinking as a studio, being Toho that owns the rights to Godzilla, and then being Universal Studios owning the rights to King Kong. Like, they both want their monsters not to be disrespected. And I think the only way to do that is have them fight to a draw, team up against Godzilla. They have that last stand down after they fight, and then they just walk away. King Kong will be king of the jungle. That'll be his domain. Skull Island will be his kingdom, and
See, to
Godzilla
me,
will be king of the monster.
And I already did Prime. Go check your Twitter message. To me, there's no closure that way. There is no closure. In your theory.
I mean, the only closure is there's the respect, and there be each other's equal. That's the only way I look at it. But it could be wrong. But I want to see who's gonna win. I mean, if there's one winner, I definitely want to see Godzilla. I mean, I'm gonna be straight up. I've been that's who I'm cheering for. But I'm just trying to play. I'm just trying to not get all my hopes up. Watching this movie, because
But honestly, if Godzilla survives, right, and kills Mecha Godzilla, right, but then Kong dies a hero, who you think people will be talking most about?
Well, I mean, definitely Kong, because he died a hero. If he went out like a true king, then yeah. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But I'm just trying to bring it to the forefront as not seeing it from a fan aspect. I'm also trying to see it from the studio aspect too. Like, you want, because Universal Studios, that's their bread and butter, King Kong. Just like Toho Studios is Godzilla's bread and butter. So Legendary is actually
but here's the thing:
middle.
Kong dying a hero is not going to hurt Universal Studio. I mean, as a matter of fact, I could see going to Universal Studio and Kong's die by saving mankind, because I have Universal Studio tickets.
Well, if he dies like that,
I am telling you, Kong is going to die a hero. It's just, as a matter of fact, when Batman versus Superman, who were you rooting for?
With Batman versus Superman, it's crazy, because I think with BVS, I believe with BVS, I mean, I was definitely choosing Batman in a way, but the thing about it, the whole setup, it was like they could have set the fight up better. Whether it be Superman, you're gonna cheer for, whether it be Batman cheering for, and then I guess it was kind of good that they had Wonder Woman in there. But I think I think the setup for the fight would have been it should have been better in a way. Just the fight itself is good, but I think the setup should have been a little bit better.
Yo, Prime, I can't see you, bro. You there, Prime? Are you in?
Hold on 1 second.
All right. Prime asked to come into this conversation because I guess it was he was hooked on my theory. I'm telling you, I don't think and nobody better say that I got it from anybody because I've been saying this since 2019. 2019, no one 2019 was saying that Kong was gonna die a hero. All right, so you could watch my show from 2019. It's with Chris Wong. You guys could watch that whole episode, and we touched on that. And I specifically said in 2019 that Kong was going to die a hero. That's what I said, and I still believe it. I still believe that he's gonna die a hero. And to me, that makes sense. To me, that captured the emotion of the movie. It'll keep Godzilla fans happy and obvious. How does Kong gets the name King, but dying a hero? That's just me. But what do you think, Prime?
Everything that you're saying about how it's going to pan out, I completely agree. Now, if you're going to go by the studio aspect, if you really, because I understand what I forget the other gentleman's name on the panel, but
Alex.
I understand I understand what he's talking about the studio where they want to probably want to drag it out. Now, think about it like this. Let's just say, because your theory is right on point. So let's just say they don't kill Kong. Let's just say Godzilla and Kong, they just team up. Okay? They team up. But they get rid of Mechagodzilla. But the cliffhanger to keep the series going, they have a major conflict, is a threat coming to Earth. And Kong and Godzilla sees it, and then they cut it off.
That's another
they
good
could
theory.
do. You say what?
That's a good point.
They could do that if they want to stretch it out. Now, Louis George is great because Kong is not king yet. He's not. He got to be crowned king. He got to be called King Kong. And for him to die, because all the other iterations of him, he died. So,
except for Godzilla versus King Kong, he didn't die. But all the other movies that he's been and I like your theory. The only problem with that is that the studio and the director made it clear that this is the end of the trilogy.
They did. So, if they said that, okay, Kong is, like I said, I believe Kong is down anyway. But if the director's saying that, and they're putting it out there like that, yeah, Kong is gonna die. Yeah, he's gonna die. Yeah, he's gonna die. Because they're not gonna kill off Godzilla. I'm Team Godzilla, and you're right. I wouldn't be sad if Godzilla died. I'd be pissed. I would be pissed because I don't see how Kong can actually beat Godzilla. The only thing that Kong, if you look at their battle styles, because people, I told people this. I was talking about this last night, with my cousins. I tell them, I was like, look, Godzilla has an advantage in the water and his atomic breath. He got that. But if Kong get close to him, he can fuck him up with hand-to-hand combat because Godzilla don't have hand-to-hand combat. He don't.
No,
so he don't. So Kong has the advantage pretty much just with his hands and maneuverability. But Godzilla, he has range. Godzilla don't. I mean, Kong don't have range. Godzilla do. Godzilla can just stay back and just blast his ass to death. But if Kong get close, you see what I'm saying? He can give him a couple of pieces like we saw in the trailer because he knocked his ass out.
Yeah, he did.
He knocked his ass out. But I think that was Mega Godzilla though. I don't think that wasn't Godzilla. That was Mega Godzilla though.
Yeah,
so,
I actually think my theory. I actually think that the first encounter is going to be Mechagodzilla and Kong. Then the second encounter is going to be the real Godzilla, and Kong is going to think the first person he puts is the same. It's the same one. That's what I think. And if you look at the ship, when Godzilla goes to there, that's not Godzilla. That's Kong. Because if you watch Godzilla 2014, Godzilla doesn't go through the ship. He goes underneath the ship.
Yeah, he goes under the ship. Yeah.
Right. So to me, that's Mechagodzilla. Now, as far as as far as the real Godzilla destroying buildings and all that stuff, the only way that makes sense if actually Godzilla is looking for Mechagodzilla. I mean,
Your theory on that is good, but what if Mechagodzilla and Godzilla is fighting in Tokyo?
No, but there is a clip on there that shows that Godzilla causes in the trailer and in the paper clip, and I paused it right there. It says that Godzilla claims a lot of life. They're not talking about two monsters. They're talking about one monster claimed it. I mean, I could play it for you, but you could watch it. There's a newspaper clip. You have to pay attention. In there, it says that Godzilla claims life. So that's not two Godzilla. That's a particular Godzilla claim a lot of life. That's either
okay.
That's either Mechagodzilla or that's Godzilla destroying building because he's looking for Mechagodzilla.
Right, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, but the main theory, your theory, I'm thinking the same thing. Like I said, because that's the only way Kong is going to get crowned king. And you gotta have.
To me, and Alex, there is no emotion. Godzilla's dying. There is no emotion. It's not. People's not gonna cry. People are gonna cry. They're ready. Do you see the connection that Kong has with that little girl?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's right there.
Right, and then that guy says that Kong, that we need Kong. He's our only hope. So they're backing everything on Kong. Okay, so I think, and the synopsis of the movie says it's going to be emotional, and the only way for me to be emotional, for Kong to get the name King, if Kong sacrifices himself, saves Godzilla, and saves mankind, and dies as a hero.
Yep, I agree.
To me, that captures the emotion. Godzilla, Kong dies strong. You pay homage to God, and Godzilla will pay homage to King Kong. Godzilla will show respect to King Kong, like saying, "Man, I'm not really the king. You are." Something like that. And something. Godzilla's gonna show something that's gonna tell everybody, "I lived, but the true king is Kong."
We're showing mutual respect to both monsters. With them showing mutual respect for each other in a way.
Well, Kong is going to show the mutual respect by dying for Godzilla. Right. Godzilla is going to show the respect by, I don't know what type of sign gesture he's going to do, but Godzilla is going to show respect, basically telling everybody that Kong is truly the king. So I just could see the ladies crying. The lady's not gonna cry for Godzilla dying. The lady's gonna cry for Kong dying. I mean, that's just that's just.
I was just about to say that it's gonna be women. They the ones that's gonna be crying because of that, because they're gonna connect with that girl.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I've been saying this since 2019. So if anybody's trying to get credit, I said in 2019. It's on video, folks. Nobody wasn't saying on Twitter. Nobody was saying that. It was me. It was me. But I can't wait. As a matter of fact, I already planned. You know who's coming, Alex, to watch King Kong vs. Godzilla? Junior LC to my house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we're gonna have like a barbecue. Ribs. We're gonna sit down and and we're gonna watch it. But I don't want to stay too long because I'm going on 2 hours prime. And wifey gotta wake up at 3:30 in the morning. So I want to be considered. But we're gonna do more definitely more of this as to close. Do you think there's gonna be another trailer, or you think this is it?
I think there might be one more trailer in between. I won't be surprised. I know. I think as when it comes to the time where it's actually going to release, I think we'll have just one more trailer, and I think that's going to give us definitely a better look on how big this fight's going to be.
What do you think, Prime? Do you think it'll be one more trailer, or you think this is it?
That's it. They already promoting it. They already got it out. Because you gotta remember, it's you know what? I'll retract that. There might be one more before lunch. It might be one more. It might be a quickie before lunch.
Like a TV spot, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be that. Yeah, it's gonna be that. Just to get everybody, so that everybody can just get ready and get going, get ready to going for it. So, you know, just like, oh, go ahead, Lewis.
Oh no, I'm listening. I'm listening.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Just with Justice League, they're gonna do the same thing. So it's gonna be a TV spot. They're gonna have a lot of TV spots. It's gonna be a lot of those.
Right.
It's gonna be a lot of those.
Right. Yeah. So that's my theory, guys. I've been waiting. And I said it back in 2019, and then when I saw the trailer, I was more convinced that Kong is gonna die. But he's the way they set up the trailer. They set up the trailer pro Kong. They set up the trailer of us trying to connect with Kong, and the director already said one will fall. And when he means one will fall, he's referring to Godzilla versus Kong. That's going to be very emotional, and I believe it's going to be Kong. That's just, and he's going to die a hero, because I believe in 1977. Though he attacked New York City, he did kind of die a hero by protecting the woman.
And the way he went out, that was a really bloody scene where he gets shot down from the World Trade Center.
So the way he was shot, and he fell off the Empire State Building. So at the end, people felt bad for him. So I think that's how they're gonna get us. They're gonna make us love Kong. They're gonna make us, connect with Kong, and then boom, he dies a hero. That's just that's what I think. And it's not gonna be a cliffhanger. This is it. There is no more MonsterVerse after this. The director said this is the fourth installment, the fourth and final installment of the MonsterVerse. So that's what I think.
Can't wait to see it, though. I mean, when I'm gonna watch it, and I guess who I'm gonna watch the movie with? Josh. So we're we're gonna go see it.
We're in the theaters or HBO Max?
We'll probably chance. So we'll go to the theater. We'll probably wear like 10,000 masks or something like that. But that's the only way. I'll watch it on the Max too. But to see it on the big screen, a movie like that was made for the big screen, man. You have to go big on that.
Yeah, that's true. All right, guys. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna give again just to recap on the event, Countdown to Justice. I know Prime, his show is gonna be part of it. So we're gonna, I'm working on the event. So again, just to recap, I got word that when the events start, we're gonna have Fiona, who's gonna give us a special message for the event, and also for what we're about to embark and about to see and get in March. So I'm thanking Fiona for the video that you're gonna do for us. Appreciate that. And also, I got word today, the official word, that the American Diabetes Foundation will be sponsoring the event. More to come. I'm going to provide you guys with the link, with the phone number, and so forth. So as soon as I get that, start donating. And again, I'm doing this why for the American Juvenile Diabetes, because my oldest daughter got diagnosed with juvenile type 1 diabetes last year, and I just feel in my heart that I just need to do this, raise awareness to so people could, number one, be educated on that particular illness, number two, warning signs, and so I know for a fact on February 20th, when we kick off the event, I'm going to have Eric Davis on my show on the second hour, but the first hour is going to be strictly dedicated, educating people on the effects of that type 1 diabetes, the warning signs, educating people, why we need, to raise money to research. I am a religious guy, so I do believe in divine healing. But the event that doesn't happen, then we need to do what we need to do here on Earth, to raise awareness. So I'm definitely going to provide you guys that information as soon as it's given to me, and also there's going to be a poster that is going to be describing the event, and also a press pass for all those YouTubers, including myself, Prime, and Chris Juan, and other YouTubers that I'm working with, that I'm trying to get on with the program. So it's going to be awesome, guys. I did not anticipate it being this big, but obvious, when something is being done for a good cause, a lot of people, like always, this fandom, we get a lot of bad rap, but 98% of us are good people. So, Prime, I thank you for. You have something to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you break down when you felt that when they was gonna start doing when the trailer was gonna actually drop? Because I had my theory, but did you actually do that yet, or because I probably missed it?
For what I understand, the official release date of the Zack Snyder Justice League was gonna be, it's either this week or next week. So I believe
Talk about
that
the trailer.
No, the actual date. So I believe once the actual date, because there's a lot of rumors that it's the 25th, the 20th, whatever it is. Whenever the official date is, I believe is where the trailer is going to come out. So let's say, for example, let's say Zach announced this Friday that is May 20th. I believe he's going to show that trailer, making that announcement. That's what I think. I got hit up. Again, guys, I don't give scoop anymore. I just keep it to myself. But let's just go by what Grace Randolph, said, and she did an interview Zach 2 times. So I think she's well connected. She was the first one that said back in 2017 there was a Snyder cut, and I remember a lot of people gave her a lot of slack for it. She turned out to be right. Is she always right? No, nobody in the scooping business, nobody's gonna always be right. But she's been on point with the Snyder cut. She's been in contact with Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder gave her 2 interviews. So she said that it's either gonna be this week, no later than next week. So I believe that's where I think that's where we're gonna get the trailer, along with the official date.
Oh yeah, because I don't pay attention to Grace. I just gave my synopsis, my full theory on how I felt it was going to be. I just wanted to see. Because I like to hear everybody's theories on how they felt about it. I still think it's going to be the week. I still think it was going to be released on the weekend of the 20th, and I'm thinking the movie will actually be released on the 18th of March. The trailer, because he's supposed to have a countdown, and I think the countdown is going to start this week, and then with that trailer. Announcing the trailer is also going to be the announcement of the actual day of when it's going to be released. So those are my theories on where I feel that it's going to be, because it'll make sense for you to start putting the trailer out now this week. And if you're going to do it the weekend of the 20th and bring it out on the 18th, that'll give you 2 full months to do your campaign. So that's my theory on what they're going to do. Usually, because I know how it is with the marketing and how to do it, they really want to have 2 solid months to do marketing. So when you're pushing something out, so right now will be the good time. Now they're going to do it in the first week of February, okay? Because February is a short month, but you still want to have that time length to really get it out there. Because once the actual trailer is out, it's going to blow up like bonfire. It's going to blow up like bonfire, because there's a lot of people that don't even know about it. It's amazing. So it's amazing even with the fandom and all the stuff that we've been talking about it. The general casual audience don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. So, or the ones that just don't understand what is going on because they're so stuck on the Josh Whedon version. So, but that's my theory on how I feel it is, and I believe the trailer is going to come out this week. I really do. If Zach is not doing his countdown starting tomorrow or Wednesday, then it will be that following week, the first week in February. But I really believe he's going to start doing the countdown and release the trailer by the end of the week and going into the weekend. I really believe that's what he's going to do. And with that, the announcement of the date where it's going to get dropped, then, you know, from there. So that's my theory.
It should be
Well,
smart if they actually do the advertisement now, just to get ready for when this movie comes out.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They gotta drop the trailer this week because he's already announced that he's gonna do a breakdown. He's gonna do a countdown. He's gonna do the same countdown that he did with DC Fandom, and before he releases the trailer.
That? When did he say that? When did he say that?
What? He said on Vero.
Send me the link.
Send you the link? Here, I seen the picture. I seen the picture.
Okay.
Yeah. He
right,
said
cool.
he's gonna do a countdown. He's gonna do the actual countdown and before the actual trailer goes. So I believe it's going to be this week. This week he's gonna do the countdown. And he also even said on not the Faruqa brothers interview. It's either the Grace one, it's either the Grace or the Chris Wong one. But the trailer is going to come out in January. He stated it, but he just didn't know when. So that's why I say I know it's in January. Everybody's saying February. No, it's January. He's going to do his countdown. I'll send it to you on Twitter. I'll send it to your DM so you'll see.
All right, cool. All right, man. All right, guys.
All right.
So, all right, guys. We're definitely gonna keep it. I'll keep you guys informed. Alex, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Jacob, for joining the show, and Prime. Thank you for hopping. I greatly appreciate it. Okay.
Thanks a lot for having me, man.
Not for having me.
All right, cool.
You know, so I mean, real quick, just want to let you know, I don't know if you noticed, but if it's okay if I could do a little plug on your show, is it okay?
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead.
Oh, perfect. Well, I know a year ago, me and a friend of mine started this channel called the Broheim Syndicate, where we talk about comics, movies, and video games. So you could definitely find us on YouTube, and you could definitely find me at Guilo, from Guilo at Broheim Guilo. And then you can also find my friend of mine's Face Mason / Xeon at One Face Mason. So give us a follow. I like what you see.
There we go, guys. Give them a follow, and if you need me to ever come on, I'm here too, brother. Okay.
Definitely, brother. Thank you.
All right, not a problem, guys. All right, guys. So stay tuned for I'll keep you guys informed regarding the event Countdown to Justice that starts on February 20th. Again, my name is Louis Centeno. Thank you for joining the Louis Centeno show. Really appreciate it.